and I want to talk about them. And I'll give you their names after we determine something, but I want to ask you guys about your results.
Kind of like spin around and put my ear in.
I just need to know.
Yes,
Last one, I don't know what's
you should still have the results. I don't know why you don't do the last. I have the results for your last.
Yeah.
I'm lost and never lost.
I threw them away, Mr. Teacher Man.
I think
You weren't here. It makes sense for you not to have it.
say yes on this one.
Okay, so let's take a look. First off,
Yes.
at substance number 1.
Spades.
Okay, so I know what number 1 is. So let's look at number 1. The melting point for number 1. Was it high? Was it low? What did we say? Low. I'm asking you for your results. The first period got some results I wouldn't have got, but that's okay. You're a high school chemistry student. We did not check flammable or squishy. If you did check squishy, don't tell me you checked it. Solubility. Did it dissolve?
No.
Yes.
Have a yes, have a no.
Was it for number 1?
No! It was no!
Wow, it didn't dissolve it.
And I wasn't here.
Gambler.
Yeah, like
Oh,
my
wow,
papers were
again.
dead,
Oh, were we supposed to write down all these?
This is what we call
Okay, so let this be a lesson, ladies.
not be prepared.
Make sure and have your results.
I'm drawing.
No. Well, it didn't soluble.
So I got a yes and I got a no. Here's the kind of thing.
Soluble.
Number 1 is tricky. I use number 1 on purpose.
Number
It
one's
does
baking
dissolve,
soda. Yeah.
but it also might not dissolve.
Baking
Nice. Electroconductivity.
toaster.
What's that?
Did it conduct electricity?
We were supposed to write all these for each of them.
It's a toaster. How does it?
I only wrote.
That was the entire point.
I want you
Wow,
to take your
that's-
goggles off.
Oh.
Yeah. What about smelly?
It reeked.
So perfect time for you to check was when we checked with melting. What did it smell like?
Marshmallows.
Death.
So like a burnt marshmallow?
Death.
That's very interesting. Did you
Death.
know what number 1 was?
Death.
Sugar.
Sugar. Death. Knew it.
Sucrose. What type of
Sucrose.
bond do we see in sucrose?
Death.
That's not a type of bond.
It smelled like it.
Covalent.
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 You're thinking of number 4, not number 1.
Death. Is number 4 death?
Number 4 smelled absolutely awful.
Hey.
Number 4.
Get to number 4.
Is number 4 strong?
Cyanide.
Burnt toast.
Okay. So let's look at number 2. Number 2, for example, did it have a high or low melting point?
Lord, I don't know.
Low.
I'm gonna say high.
If you weren't here, stop talking.
I want an answer.
Thank you. High. So number 2. Okay, solubility. Did it dissolve?
I was right.
No.
It
Did
did.
it dissolve
It
for us,
did.
John?
It did.
Yeah.
It was soluble.
Yeah.
Okay. So it did. Did it conduct electricity once dissolved in water?
You bet it.
It did. Yeah.
100%. Yes. Was it smelly?
Not really.
No.
Okay, so everything for number 2 goes to the left
It
side.
was kind of hard to tell with that one because it was in the mixed bag with number 1, like it was in the same thing. You know what I'm talking about?
It,
Wait,
So,
it
so-
burned.
But we said no.
Potassium chloride.
Kentucky.
Potassium chloride.
That's
Let me ask you a question.
That's a
What is potassium? Metal or non-metal?
Non-metal.
That's a banana.
metal. I don't know.
Everybody but John, pay attention.
Oh, I just guess. I'm gonna give it.
We have the staircase.
It's a metal.
Okay, then John, you pay attention too.
How's potassium a metal? It's
I
in
forgot what
banana.
potassium was.
Where's potassium? Column 1, left side of the column, left side of the periodic table. It's the left side of the staircase, which means it is a what? A metal. So we have a metal bonded to chlorine. Chlorine is on which side of the staircase?
The right.
The right, which means it is a what?
Ionic.
Non-metal, which means that a non-metal and a metal bonded together forms a what?
Ion.
Damn.
Which is what our results show.
Damn. What is number 4? I'm really curious now.
We're going to get to 4.
That's number 4.
I know this takes it way, way back. It really brings up that once you learn it, don't forget
Can
it.
I
'cause
eat number 4?
3 comes before 4. I know you learned that in kindergarten, but it still
I
applies.
learned that in preschool.
I was in preschool.
Number 3.
I
used number 3 as a tricky one. Some of you guessed what it was by looking at
It
it.
can't be that hard.
Is it baking?
Number
soda?
3. Did it have a high or low melting point?
Yep.
Hi.
I had a high.
It was high melting
It's
point.
high.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did it dissolve in water?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Sure did.
I think it did.
Which
but
one didn't dissolve?
I'm pretty sure it did.
No.
Well, remember that one that we were like, we think we put too much? I changed it to did dissolve because I think we did.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So did it
We put a
dissolve?
lot.
I
Yeah.
Number
But
3
for number
dissolved.
3, yeah. But that was number 5 that we did because I was like,
Did it
we put a
conduct
lot.
electricity?
We put a lot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did it? I don't
If
know.
I jump in a
No,
bathtub
it
of it.
It did.
No, if it's it did. Ours did.
I need a choice. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ours
Dissolved.
did conduct electricity.
Interesting.
Let's go with yes.
Ours did. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Ours.
You sure
It
don't?
was
Was
red.
it smelly?
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
No, but it tasted bad.
We put, yeah. Everybody on that side of the room is laughing.
Please tell me you did not eat that.
No. Is it baking soda?
Please tell me you did not eat that.
Tell me it was baking soda.
Tell me you didn't eat it.
I'm telling you it was baking soda.
So it wasn't smelly. So everything's leaning to the left side. Kind of.
Zion.
What is it baking soda?
Here's the cool thing, is it shouldn't have leaned all to the left side, it should have been a mix. Here's why. Let me introduce you to what number 3 is. You all know it as a common name,
Baking soda.
baking soda.
I ate it a long
I
time
knew it.
ago.
Okay.
It was in
number
my-
3 though, the scientific name,
Oh.
sodium
Bicarbonate.
bicarbonate. So sodium,
Look at you. Look at you.
hydrogen
Look at yourself. Look at you.
bicarbonate is CO3.
It was in my great grandma's fridge a long time ago, and I was like 7 or 8, and I was like, "Ooh, what's baking soda?" So I was like, "Is it good?" Because it was in the fridge. So I
It's
scooped
gotta
it
be
up,
soda.
and I tasted it, and I was like, "It wasn't good." I was like, "I don't like baking soda. Baking soda bad, poisonous. I die."
Okay, here's the interesting thing with sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate is very special. This is why. You will see results for both when it comes to this. This is the reason as to why. What's special about sodium bicarbonate?
It's got sodium in it.
It's got a lot of bonds. How many?
It's got CO3.
Oh, is it both at the same time?
Yeah.
It's both at the same time.
What is carbonate?
Carbon and oxygen, which is a metal and a non-metal. No, it's not. It's 2 non-metals.
Okay, everybody pay attention because we have forgot what carbonate is.
What's a
I don't know
carbon?
what carbonate is.
3
Carbonated.
One
Carbon.
Polynate.
Ions.
Polyatomic thingy.
I forgot that.
Because I know you guys have studied so hard and you remember your polyatomic
Nope.
bonds, right?
I can't remember if I never learned them in the first
I don't
place.
remember one.
Take a test star.
So,
I did good with
polyatomic
that.
ions. This is why number 3 is so tricky. Your polyatomic ions, what are polyatomic ions defined to be?
Polyatomic.
A group
Oh.
of covalently bonded elements
Wait a second. They're covalently bonded in their ions. That
With-
makes no sense.
ionic characteristics.
What?
That's crazy talk. You know, it's fighting words.
Didn't even fight for it.
So,
Covalently.
Characteristics.
You know, no.
Characteristics.
Covalently.
so
Characteristics.
it's covalent.
Characteristics.
They have both.
Ain't but 2
This
C's
is
in
why polyatomic ions, a group of covalently bonded elements with ionic characteristics, they also carry a charge. As you guys are aware, because what is carbonate? CO3, what's the charge?
Negative.
You just gotta carry
I
around.
love saying stuff.
Two.
People agree.
Oh, why?
Just to mess with you, because everybody on this side is kind of like, yeah, and everybody on this side,
Characteristics.
The last C in characteristics is an R.
Characteristics.
With an underline.
Characteristics.
CO32 negatives, carbon.
Carry.
charged.
Characteristics. That's what an adjective for a car is. Carry.
That was funny, John. A real funny joke.
Is that better?
No.
That's a movie. From back in the Stone Age when you were born.
Stone Age.
Yeah, it's really bothering me that that's spelled like that.
Characteristics.
Really bad.
Characteristics.
Dude, that's the funniest thing I've ever said.
Ugh.
No, that's right.
That is right.
I believe.
Sorry.
Here's the thing I want you to get. Polyatomic ions, group covalent bonded elements that have ionic characteristics. They act like ions.
So covalent bonds that have ions, that characteristics.
That's it. That's what polyatomic ions are. This is why polyatomic ions are so important. They hide within molecules, but they give different characteristics to them.
That's crazy. Oh, I'm fighting word. I like the chimkin on your.
So, number 4. Mr. Hall's personal favorite.
Shut up.
Is it wax?
Number 4 is the reason I like doing this lab. First off, you all suck at wafting. So Mr. Hall came to the
Hey,
rescue.
I was doing this. I was doing it good. Don't say you all. I was doing this right here. I was wafting good. That's my.
What is this?
It's
What you look like?
That's the best. Listen,
is ooga booga squared ooga 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 booga ooga booga?
I was
booga,
walking.
Or is it ooga ooga
You
booga
suck
booga,
at
or
it.
is it ooga booga
A lot of people had the hot plate down here and they were wafting up here. And I came in here and I'm like, you breathe that in. This is why.
Why can't you just stick your nose right next to it?
Hey, don't come do the lab during lunch, please.
I
Why?
don't remember.
Number 4.
Are you
Is
still
it?
gonna do it during lunch?
Was it high or low?
Low.
Are you gonna do it during lunch next week?
I don't know what
I
they
need
do.
to come too.
We put
Number 4 was low melting point.
Not come in.
Solubility, did it dissolve?
No.
No. Number 4 is nah. Did it conduct electricity?
I wish it would.
And then my personal favorite that really showed up whenever we melted it was it smelly.
Yeah.
Oh my dear gosh.
Stupidly
smell.
stinky.
It's like,
Smelly.
ah!
Ah.
Hey,
Why?
that scares me.
I can't even read my handwriting.
That's a problem. So, number 4.
Wait, can I tell if it's flammable or squishy?
No.
Why?
Number 4. What type of bond in it?
I know gas.
Covalent.
Covalent. So here's the thing with number 4.
Napalm's squishy.
And sticky.
Napalm sticks to kids.
Caloric acid.
That's why it's mixed. Ever heard of Agent Orange?
Did you spell that right?
not gonna worry about this, guys.
Yeah.
Lyric
You like to touch
acid.
acid?
It's caloric.
Lyric acid.
No. I said don't taste whiskey.
Fair enough.
So we don't need to put any type of bond with the third one.
But it was
It's just-
squishy.
No
From the
bond.
We just
results, you
didn't
can go ionic.
Well, why is flammable and squishy there if we aren't going to put anything down? for
Because
it?
what I can do is on your quiz, I can give you a question that poses a question that you have this supposed unknown substance and it has these characteristics, and I define the characteristics to you, and you tell me
Is it
what type
squishy?
of bonds are in it.
Hey, how do you say the HCl one again? The over there, the potassium and the chlorine.
The potassium bicarbonate.
Potassium chloride.
So is gasoline a covalent?
HCl.
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah.
Is
A
gasoline
lot of it was just that.
Sodium bicarbonate? Is that what the...
Mr. Hall, is gasoline covalent?
Yes. Okay.
I wrote gasoline.
Number 5.
napalm cocaine.
Hold on, I gotta look up what 5 was. Oh, okay. I should have known that was 5. Duh.
It was number 1.
C4.
Number 5, high or low melting point?
What do we get, Drake?
High, thank you.
Hey, Drake.
I don't
We can
recall.
for number
What
5.
about solubility? Did it dissolve?
Yeah!
Yes.
You never made a mistake.
This is wrong.
About electroconductivity. Did it
Sure
conduct
did.
electricity?
Yeah!
Oh, Drake, you got a little too excited on me. It sure did.
Sure did.
Don't worry, buddy. You're not making anything with this, okay?
Why not?
You'll use this in cooking, and that's about it.
Cooking
What is it
what?
smelly?
Yes.
What do we cook?
Yeah.
It's sugar.
You make it smell.
We have a meeting with Clary.
I do.
Please send her up for a second.
She's on her way.
Thanks.
So y'all say it was smelly.
We didn't get smelly. We didn't get smelly.
Didn't
Never
stink.
said smelly.
You must have
They're dead wrong.
Corona or something if you think that smells. It didn't smell like nothing to me.
Okay, fine. So it didn't have a smell.
Y'all hear about that new
Okay, good,
virus?
because it shouldn't have had a smell. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to number 5. You got any guesses?
Salt.
Salt.
Sodium chloride.
It's salt. It's sodium chloride.
Sodium chloride.
Yeah, see, I knew that before anybody else.
We don't want to hear it, Jimmy Neutron. Okay? Why don't you go ahead and shut up?
It's an ionic bond right there.
Yeah, ionics.
Jimmy Neutron.
Here's the thing I want, and this is why I like to use this lab
You
because
confirm
time. What's the point? You see the names, and you compare the bonds with them.
That is
You
what we
will
got,
see our bonds determine what set of naming rules we have to use.
Wait a second. Covalent does like words. Ionic does letters.
What?
Look at it.
Yeah.
All the ionic ones, you just did the letters. Covalent ones, you did actual words.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, no.
Salt.
No.
Salt. Salt.
Salt.
Salt. Salt. Salt.
No,
Table salt.
you don't have to. I was just saying. I was like, I thought I caught on to something.
No, it just.
Clearly you did not.
It's quicker, just the right
I'm
time.
gonna bring an iron for sure.
Way to go, John.
What's wrong with my shirt?
I never really funny.
Because John was like, ew, you got letters, words to me. So I changed the subject. Alright, there is a very important rule with this. Your bonds are going to dictate how you name things.
Whoa.
We are jumping back into nomenclature, and we're jumping back where we left off. It's very important. You're going to find out 2 things today. 1, if you don't know your elements, you're in trouble.
I know my element.
2, you will hear Mr. Hall tell you something because we probably won't hit it today, but it's coming. If you don't know your polyatomic ions, you're in trouble.
I don't know my polyatomic ion.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Remember when you were like, hey, you see these 50 elements? Learn these 50 elements?
I was going to add 5.
Yeah, what happened to that?
I'm going to add 5 more. Right now, it's just, I got enough to play with. Don't worry.
Because I just thought about that. Like, that never came back.
I'm going to add 5 more.
That's 2 easy grades right there.
Yeah, I'm going to add 5 next week because on your quiz on Friday, I got a feeling some people's going to want something that's an easy question. So 5 chemical symbols or their names. Okay. Pretty simplistic. So we had introduced and brought in the idea, we had focused in on monatomics. So the monatomics is fun, but today I want to jump back into the monatomics and take off from there. So the monatomics is where things can get a little interesting. But this is the thing.
Isn't the monatomic
I'm not ready.
by itself?
Yeah. So this focuses in on ionic bond. This is whenever we use these naming rules. Whenever it comes to ionic bonds. So you had monatomics is where we focused in at. So looking at our monatomics, for example, does anybody remember what monatomic meant?
They are the elements
atom?
slash ion by themselves.
It's the element and ion by themselves. Did you just read that from your notes, or did you actually know that?
Well, I know what mono means, and poly means more than one, because I got taught that by my 7th grade history teacher, because we were talking about polytheism. Or
Monotheism.
Multiple God or one God.
Poly. So
Okay.
I know what that means.
So monatomics
Polygonal.
is 1. So here's where things get interesting. when you go from here with the ionic bonds, you're going to use what you learned from monatomics and build on it. So, for example, just for the fun, let's say I have sodium.
Okay.
Chloride.
Yeah. And then over here on the right, I have chloride. Now, these are monatomics. They're not together right now. So the question I have for you, hint, hint, it's the trick. It's the trick. What is the proper chemical symbol for sodium?
Na.
Na/Na+.
Plus.
Or /. /.
That is the element. Is that sodium?
No.
Nah.
So what do we call it?
Sodium.
So it's sodium.
No.
That is sodium. That's the element sodium. But what John is saying is correct. This is an ion.
Yeah.
Go back to whenever we first were looking at nomenclature, we talked about naming ions. We talked about naming cations. What is a cation?
Positively charged ion.
A positively charged ion. What is sodium? A positively charged ion, which means it is a cation. What is the naming rule for cations?
They're cats.
The-
We're based off the element name.
It's just the element name.
You got some stuff.
That's what makes monatomics tricky.
8 on your shoulder.
Now, why is there a plus here and not a +2?
Because it's only +1.
It's in the first column.
Thank you. I so thought y'all were going to take longer on that one. I am so proud. It's in the first column, so it forms a +1.
Good job,
charge.
whoever said that.
If you do not know what I'm talking about, Monday, first lunch, might want to grab your lunch and come in here.
I only have one lunch, Mr. Hall.
Yeah, me too. Grab your lunch.
Tell them you're getting credit rescue with me personally.
I can't come in here. I got trade school.
Yeah. We'll work out a time.
He said,
You're screwed.
Your people get with my people. No, I'm not saying that. Your people get with my people. We'll play the time, okay? Chloride.
you with his
They're easy. Why? Here's the key. What are the last 3 letters?
I.
It tells me everything I need to know.
I'd rather not.
When you see I'd, ID, what does that tell you you're dealing with?
It's an anion, so it keeps the root.
Anion is correct. It keeps the root. So chlor comes from what element?
Chlorine.
Chlorine, which is
The stuff you put in pools?
Cl.
Glue.
And a negatively charged.
Because it ends in IDE. Beautiful job.
//. Oh.
No.
You ain't gotta do it.
No.
Oh, because it's chlorine.
Because it's chloride.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question for you
I
all,
realize-
just for the fun of it.
No.
Sure.
What if I put this?
I can't see what you're putting.
Move out the way.
It's your mom. It's a cation.
Then we just do CL.
CL.
Because that's just normal.
So just CL?
Yeah.
Everybody good?
CL
Just
forward
the
slash
name.
and then
And
CL
would it be the
plus.
CL
CL
plus, the /CL plus?
Can chlorine become a cat? Can it
Because
follow
it don't
something?
have the ID.
It will not become a cation.
I was gonna say it would because
Will not become a cation.
So then
That's it.
it'd be negative, but it wouldn't.
That would just be
like
it.
the anion.
So it's just it, right?
Yeah.
I'm happy 100% of you just felt that question.
I didn't answer.
I thought you were smashing your floor.
Why?
It's because
Oh, because it's diatomic.
What Mr. Hall tell you about
the
diatomic?
7
That's
diatomic.
dumb.
Always there in the back pocket.
Oh, my hand hurts.
You must be prepared for that, because guess what that is? This is nomenclature. Guess what this is? Fair game.
Aw.
Okay. So I tells me I'm dealing with the anion. That's the monatomics. Simple enough, right?
Sure.
I want to introduce you. Step it up enough.
No.
No, diatomics are 7
Polyatomic.
Can't even make it over the question.
Quadranomic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boys and girls, let me introduce you.
Hexatonic.
The hell.
Biden. No.
Down.
Binary.
Byron.
Binary compound. Binary compounds.
You know.
Binary compound.
Binary
That's
code.
how I remember.
What do you think binary stands for?
110012.
Look at you. Nothing get by you.
There's no twos in binary.
Yeah, you're crazy. This
You
is
go back, you stop it.
2. Binary compounds. Keyword compounds tells me that it is not covalently bonded. Compounds are solidly just 100% ionic bonds.
That's good to know.
So, binary compounds, this is where we bring them together. And here's what you're going to do. I'm going to show you the simplest trick in the world.
Backflip.
Okay? I don't want to break my neck.
Front flip. It's easier.
We're going to combine the two.
How?
So, sodium
Chloride.
chloride.
I made that all caps, but I did.
say that all the time.
Whenever you look at sodium chloride, you know one thing. Notice something really quick, because here's where the track and the trick comes into play. You get sucked into the idea you got this. You love the honesty, right? Mr. Hall always has honesty with you. You fall for the trap.
You're telling us we don't got this.
I'm telling you, this isn't as simplistic as it gets. It's going to feel simplistic. This is why. This is where the problem comes in at. Right now, I'm teaching you how to bale hay. If all we did was bale hay and I gave you a quiz on baling hay, you would knock it out of the park.
I'm really tired.
We're not just going to bale hay. You have to know how to do the naming rules.
Feed cows.
You also have to know when to apply what set of naming rules. Sodium chloride, when I look at that, sodium and chloride comes from sodium and chlorine. Sodium is a metal, chlorine is a non-metal. I'm dealing with an ionic, which then tells me I have two of them, so I need to use the binary compound rules. So let's look at sodium. Break them apart first. Make it simplistic. Break them apart into the monatomics. So look at sodium. In this case, sodium is bonded to chloride. So it's bonded together.
Yeah.
Which means it's not just the element. I know for 100% fact it has to be the ion.
Yeah.
So what is sodium in this case?
Positive.
It's a cation.
So Na plus, it's a cation. Now, it's bonded to chloride. IDE tells me we got to change, means it is the anion of chlorine. So Cl,
Negative.
negative. Now, here comes the trick. Y'all play, how many of y'all play basketball? I don't care if you play for the school or not, but you just play.
I played before.
Yeah. Does anybody know how to cross?
Yeah.
Guess what you're going to do today?
We're gonna
Here's the
cross.
trick. We're going to cross.
Cross somebody up, break
Now,
some ankles.
Don't you worry.
And we're like,
Mr. Hall
like,
can't
thank
cross out.
God.
Okay? So when I'm talking cross, this is the cross we're going to talk about. We're not talking about the basketball cross. We're not talking about,
Jesus.
the Jesus cross. No, not today.
I
We're
use
talking
man. But when you get that devil in your life, he does nothing but bring you down.
What did he say?
Chemistry.
We're dealing with the chemistry cross. So if you hear Mr. Hall look at you and say, the cross!
Amen.
Mr. Hall, Mama said chemistry was the devil. Mama said, oh,
It's gonna cancel out.
You're going to cross. Here's how, this is the most simplistic way, and I'm going to show you why you're going to do this. This number crosses over. Come down for the sodium.
But Mommy don't know what it is.
What do you think we're going to do with this number?
Crossover.
There we go, we're going to cross over.
So how does that work? You shouldn't.
Hold on.
Crossing.
Oh.
Whoa now.
You got to cross.
Ah.
Don't miss the cross.
Amen,
So Na,
You don't get Jesus in your life. You ain't gonna do nothing in your life.
what number comes down here? What do we cross over?
Negative.
Don't worry about the charge, just worry about the number. So
1.
there's a 1. Now in math, do we put the 1?
No.
It's the same thing in here.
Okay.
We don't put the 1. 'Cause
Okay.
the fact that Na is there, it's understood there's a 1.
Right.
CL, what do I put down there?
One.
Should I put 1?
No.
No.
No. This right here
Possible.
is sodium chloride. You don't put the charge.
You know.
No, no, no. And this is as to why. Look at sodium
Look.
and look at chlorine. Or chloride. Sodium. What's the charge on the sodium?
Positive 1.
Positive 1. How many sodiums do you have?
1.
So positive 1 times 1 is
1.
positive 1.
Like the log, basically right to the office.
Then we're good
Chloride.
at this.
What is the charge on chloride?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. How many of them you got?
1.
1. Negative 1 times 1 is?
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
Let's go!
Is positive 1 plus a negative 1.
Zero.
0. This is why you would destroy the SAT, and your math teachers will be ecstatic to know that you can do simple addition.
They really good on the physics.
Crossover?
I got worse, Mr. Hall.
Huh?
I
Only with these.
No, I'm just like, I'm shocked. I went up 10 and
Doesn't apply whenever we go outside of binary compound.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Now, I want to keep going.
I got you.
Man, this new eraser's nice.
Is it? Is it?
This is nice. It must
That
feel
is
like
good.
roaches.
It's
or
not
something.
smearing it.
That's like large sensor. This is nice. Homie.
Homie. Homie.
Homie, you got
All right, here we go. I'm going to do another one for you. Are you ready? I'm going to show you why the cross. What cross we talking?
Hallelujah.
Let's look at my first element. Calcium.
Close on Sunday.
What?
My second.
It was a party.
That's all. My bone flat. Did you stop?
Pretty sure it is. Pretty sure it's got a U in it.
Calcium chloride.
It does, I think.
I think it does.
It's the U and fluoride right there.
Is that for like
Have I
fluoride?
been lied to my whole time? My life?
And that would be flour.
Oh my god.
It's FLU.
Oh my God! It's calcium fluoride.
Yeah, there's an F. FLU.
What?
Or I.
Then,
Not the other way?
then it would be flour.
Flu.
Fluoride.
Wow. That's crazy.
Hey,
Okay, what did you say?
I'm the one who went to college.
Okay, Mr.
When you say
Characteristics.
4, F-O-U-R.
Kelly, will you remember it?
Power. You know what I'm saying?
Probably not,
Yeah,
honestly.
you probably will because
I
you're sitting there
guess.
making fun of me about it, so it's funny to you, so it sticks out. So guess what really happened? Mr. Hall accomplished what he wanted to accomplish.
Mr. Hall, I don't remember what I ate for lunch, okay?
I have the worst memory there possible.
All right, here we go. What do we do with binary compounds?
Cross them.
Well, okay, yes, but before we get there, we do what?
Name them.
Monatomics, you do that first.
We go back to the monatomic. We do monatomic first.
Break it down.
So look,
Let's break it.
calcium. What do we get for calcium?
Something.
Break it down.
Ca.
California.
What's the charge?
Positive.
How'd you get positive 2?
It's in the second row.
It's in the second column.
Oh.
Well, 2
I'm
positive.
assuming it's going to be negative.
Doesn't
2.
matter. I don't care if you put a positive 2 or a 2 positive right now. As far as I'm concerned, I'll probably fix it in AP Chem next year. 2 plus.
Probably.
So calcium 2 plus. If you do not understand why I have a 2 plus there on the calcium and I'm saying it comes from the second column, guess where you need to come on Monday first lunch?
Here.
1078. I'll see you.
Is that the number on the door?
Yes.
That's the number of a
Alright.
on the wall.
We get chemical symbol
And
F, which is what will happen if you do not come see me and you have no idea what is going on your quiz on Friday.
That's a good joke.
That's
I like that.
negative 2.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Today's Friday.
What do you get? You need to come see me. That's the important aspect I want you to take from this. If you have no idea what's going on, swallow your pride. I don't care if you bring somebody in here that's not in my chemistry class. If anything, they're going to sit there and go,
Yeah, it's.
Would that be 7 negative?
No.
what's the charge on fluoride?
-1.
Negative 1. Why is it negative 1?
Because
Because it's
it's
in
only
it.
gaining 1 electron. It's in the
Oh.
17th column, which is actually, when you do that, it's 1 away from 8. So you just add the 1 and the 1 electron. And when you bring the devil in your life, he does nothing but bring it down. He does nothing but bring it negative. So you add something to it, and it gets negative.
What if I can't come in? It's supposed to be on there.
You got trade school? When you get here? Second lunch?
If I show you what I got, can you show me if it's
Bring your
ready?
tray, come in here. Whenever I gotta leave, you can stand out in the hallway and I will work on a notebook with you so we can get you where you need to be. Yo,
Can I show you the answer? I think I got it right.
hold on, I gotta do this, okay? It's killing me on the inside.
Alright.
Let me get
Look, the devil will kill you on the inside, in your head, in your soul.
Y'all are cracking me up, man.
Still on my-
Alright, why is it negative 1? It's negative 1 just like John was saying. It is in the 17th column. That is 1 away from 8, which means it will gain 1 electron, which is the negatively charged subatomic particle. So it gained a negative charge, which forms a negative charge. Now, when we get to this point, what do we do?
Crossover.
I had one person say that. I was hoping that'd really stick today. Come on, what do we do?
We laugh.
Okay, anyway.
What do you do?
We cross. What are we crossing? Where's this go?
Left.
Yeah.
He's doing the icky shuffle.
He's doing orange.
Where does this go?
To the bottom.
The bottom of the other side.
Yeah. So what do we get? The first thing we get is the calcium.
Car.
Ca. What goes here at the bottom?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Why nothing?
There's just
Because
one.
there's 1. Okay, so then I get fluoride, F.
2.
2 plus.
It's 2 plus.
2.
Just 2. Don't bring the charge with it. Just 2.
Okay.
Why do you just bring the number, Mr. Hall,
Because
not
ain't
the charge?
fluorine in the 7 diatomic.
No.
Why?
No.
Diatomics only matter when they are by themselves.
Alright.
That's only when it's just fluorine.
My brain hurts.
Let's do some math. Quick math, everybody. Here we go.
2 plus 2
Look
is
at
4.
calcium. Look at fluoride.
Everything's in the box.
What's the charge on the calcium?
Didn't feel it.
2 plus.
2 plus.
Positive 2. How many calciums we got?
3.5.
Oh, 1 calcium.
How many calciums we got?
3.5.
I'm sorry, I need to call Darlene Osborne. How many we got?
3.5.
We split the atom.
I'll die on this hill.
Darling.
So positive 2, we have 1 calcium. Plus 2 times 1 is 2. Positive 2. Look at fluorine. Fluorine, what's the charge on fluorine?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. How many fluorines we got?
2.
Look where I'm pointing.
2.
2. There's 2. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Plus 2 plus negative 2 is
0.
and you will destroy the SAT.
Yeah.
This right here is calcium fluoride.
Calf 2.
That's crazy.
Actually, I don't think I need to.
Here's the thing.
Understand.
We leave from this moment, and the Monday, when you come back to me, we will take off. We will run with our binary compounds. Not only will we run with our binary compounds,
We're gonna prance.
We'll breathe.
we'll also tell you, we'll start on our covalent binary.
We're gonna throw it.
Thank you for joining us today for your 8th period chemistry.
I'm
Today, we pick up where we have left off in the world of nomenclature.
Barney compounds? That's that dinosaur.
Today, we are going to continue with our binary compounds, and today it's fun. Yes, Miss Cole, my type of fun, not necessarily your type of fun.
Tangent and cotangent.
It's Cole's type of fun for me is my type of fun.
And this is your type of fun.
Why do you go logic on that?
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Diego Mendoza, Brody Lee, Zach Morgan, report to the Digital Learning Center.
We didn't get to do that. No, you didn't get to do the brain.
Alright, so here is an example.
You didn't get to do
I
the
bet
celebrity
your
brain.
medulla oblongata all messed up.
That's what makes the alligator so angry.
Okay, so let's say for example we have calcium nitride. Step one whenever we're doing nomenclature. I know all we've done so far is bale hay. And we're getting good at baling hay. You're going to do great at it. Until we start laying bricks and then we'll struggle.
Can we have a quiz on baling hay? On?
No.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Hall.
Yes.
Why is it?
I'll speak on that. Thank you for reminding me. Go ahead. I was talking to him.
Well,
I was like, I was not going to give you anything. Why is it nitride and not nitrate? When is it nitrate? When is it? Will we get to that? I'm just
Nitrate.
so confused.
Polytopic.
Oh, that's cool.
They're coming back.
No,
Close.
I did good on that quiz actually. That's just because I wrote them about 5 times. I forgot.
Yeah, I don't remember those. Hey, anyway, thank you, Levi. You reminded me. So,
I didn't want
y'all want the good news or the bad news first?
Give us
Bad
the bad.
Bad news. Your next quiz is going to have a lot of nomenclature on it.
I'm going to
Good
flip your
news. It's
desk.
next Thursday. Is that what the good news is?
Good news is, because we lost the day
Excuse me,
yesterday,
Russ. I just need to make the following
I'm
announcement.
out.
I'll make it again in the morning. Sometime within the next month, there'll be a K-9 visiting West Side to do a check.
Or about-
Now, the next month, there'll be an hour or two here to do some check.
Don't let it play like that.
Alright, everybody move the Narcan out. Come on. Come on.
Get your
Get the
drugs.
narcotics out.
Hey, anyway, so, here is the good news. Because we lost today, I don't want to be too pressured trying to get this stuff in. Your quiz will not be Friday. Good news is your quiz is next Thursday. Why not next Friday, Mr. Hawk? Professional learning day, you know. I gotta learn something.
School Friday?
Next Friday.
Next Friday. This Friday you do.
We'll tell you how to
So,
score.
calcium nitride. The first thing you're going to look at is the bond. The bond's going to tell you what set of naming rules we used. So, calcium is a metal or non-metal?
It's a metal.
It's metal. How do we know it's a metal?
It's on that side of the staircase.
On the left side of the staircase. So calcium's a metal. Nitride comes from nitrogen. Nitrogen is it a metal or a non-metal?
Non-metal.
That's a non-metal.
Non-metal because it comes from the right side of the
Isn't it a
staircase.
polyatomic? I don't think one of the 7 diatomic thingies.
Well, that's when it's by itself though, but it's with calcium here, so it doesn't really matter. And
Okay.
also, it doesn't matter if it's a
This will be,
diatomic. If
this
it's
will be
non-metal, it doesn't matter.
It is ion.
It doesn't change it.
That doesn't change it.
This is ionic. Since we have the ionic bond, we're going to use the ionic naming rules. We're dealing with binary compound because it is 2. What binary means, 2. So we have calcium bonded to nitride. Whenever you deal with these, to make sure you get the chemical formula right, you first start with the monatomics. So calcium, what's the chemical symbol for calcium?
Ca. Ca.
Ca. What's the charge on calcium?
Nope. Positive 2.
It's positive 2. How do we get positive 2?
Well,
Everybody
consider-
but John or Drake?
If they call them to.
It's in column 2. Thank you. Since we're in column 2, we have a 2 plus charge on there because it'll lose 2 electrons. Nitride comes from nitrogen. What's the chemical symbol for nitrogen?
N.
N. What's the charge on nitride?
Man.
Negative.
negative.
Awesome.
Negative.
Ashton Reed, cover
Great,
office,
thank you.
Ashton Reed.
Hey, Mr. Hall, let me ask you a question about some caw. How come when crows are in the middle of the road, how come they never get hit by a vehicle?
Because they always have a watching.
They have a look. We have to
Okay.
have a lookout. He watches for the vehicles and
Where?
he goes caw, caw. And,
Where'd you get the
otherwise
negative?
they-
Where'd you get the negative?
The binary compounds at the top, is that
Because it's in
because
the
two separate
15
elements being put together?
Right?
Yes. 2 elements.
Okay.
Where'd I get the what from?
Three.
Nitride.
You're gonna gain, it's the +1, +2, +3, -3, -2, -1.
Yeah.
You're gonna gain 3. And when you get that devil in your life, when you gain the devil, it does nothing but bring you down, nothing but make it negative. So you gain that 3 electrons, it does nothing but make you -3. That's where I was getting with all that when I was making that joke.
You got the question, or you good?
If you get something bad, if you get something negative,
Just keep
you
going.
become negative.
All right, so it's like perfect timing for this because of March Madness going on. What's the secret to making sure we get this right?
Research.
Guessing. That's like the whole bracket
Guessing.
thing.
Yeah, that's the bracket.
Not the bracket. I'm talking this. Like, what do we do to make sure we get the chemical formula right?
I gotta join that on you then. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna win this. I don't know how it works.
Oh, you meant crossover. Oh, that's really not
We
how you
cross.
win a game.
We take the 3 from here, it comes down for the calcium. 2 from here, it comes down for the nitrogen.
I don't like that.
It don't matter whether you like it or not. It's how the method works.
Can we change it up?
No.
Why?
Calcium,
No.
3 from the nitrogen. Nitrogen, 2 from nitrite. 2 from the calcium. This is the proper chemical formula.
All right, where did the charges go?
They don't.
Yeah, why'd you lose the charger?
This is why.
That helps me.
What's the charge on calcium?
-2.
Charges
Positive
don't
2.
go.
Positive 2. How many calciums are there?
One.
Oh, I have to create a
3.
3. So positive 2 times 3 is? Positive 6. Very nice. You would destroy the SAT.
No.
Nitrogen. What's the charge on nitrogen?
What's all that cross stuff?
-3. That's the method so that you don't have to do what I'm doing right now.
Instead of
Then
cross, I
our
think I need
So they just cancel out, the charges just cancel out.
Yeah, but it hides it. So like nitrogen has -3, but there's 2 of them.
So it's -6.
So -6. If positive 6, -6. So overall the charge is neutral. There's nothing there, so we don't have to show it. It's hidden. The charges are still there. You just don't see them.
I can't see him at
So
all
on
anyway.
always be.
I'm blind.
Not always.
Mr. Hall, does this work for all the binary compounds?
No.
The cross everything? How do we know when to do the cross thing?
Yeah.
When you're dealing with an ionic that's not a transition metal. Transition metals get different set of name everybody's where we're going to finish this.
Okay, I have a 94 in here right now, and when I hit a 0, how big will it drop?
27.
Oh, man, he doesn't have a TV
I don't
provider.
know. I'm not a calculator. Points are
John doesn't have a TV provider.
Is that
You
just
need to
things
go.
like
D-block.
D-block?
I don't think you'd drop.
Listen. Here's the thing. If it's not a transition metal, it's an ionic bond, it's a binary compound, you use the cross. Why did I do the cross? The cross gets you here to where you don't have to worry about trying to do this. If you just know the charges and let the charge flow for you, then it'll work just fine. Okay?
I want to shoot him back.
Sodium chloride?
Sulfate? Sulfate. Never mind.
Sodium sulfide. I want you to give a shot sodium sulfide. I'll give you a second.
Take me back.
Take me back.
Where's sodium at? I can't.
just so confused.
Oh, I found it. Thanks, Brady.
Yeah, it's over here.
It's such a stupid tab.
Why are you trying to do that right now?
Because I thought about it.
How do you say that? Sulfide?
Sulfide.
Can I have a periodic table?
I think it.
Absolutely.
I do.
Question.
Well,
Question.
I got plenty, but I didn't bring
why?
Would sodium be 3 plus?
Why are there so many?
What is it gonna be? 1 plus 1?
Golly, there's so many
Got a full
colleges.
I'm just like plus.
Distance. The noble gas. But flip the sign.
So it starts at 1.
Yeah, and then you can lose 1 to have a positive charge.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, whenever you do this, do what we did with everything else. Start with monatomic. So sodium. Sodium is the cation. Chemical symbol sodium. Now.
I got, is CHATT, is that Chattanooga? I got them going all the way, I don't know why.
Please tell me you did not.
That's what I'm doing right now, I'm making my
You
bracket.
do not have Chattanooga going all the way.
Hey,
Chat.
hey, it's a great bracket, man. Great job, John.
Hey, hey, they're gonna upset Illinois.
And all the other things.
And all the other things.
All right, so sodium. Sodium has a +1 charge. How do we know it has a +1 charge? First column. First column forms +1 charge. Step from sodium, let's go to sulfide. Sulfide comes from sulfur. Sulfur's in 16th column, which means sulfur, chemical symbol is S, has what charge?
2 negative.
2 negative. We got 2 negative.
Does it matter?
So then shouldn't.
Chattanooga all the way, baby.
Technically, the negative needs to be in the back, but right now I don't care.
Don't have Chattanooga going all the way.
Remember, we cross. 2 comes down from sodium, 1 comes down from sulfur. So Na, 2, S.
Remember?
It's about to work harder. Yeah.
76.
I like to make it easy.
We can do this in the field.
How does the column chart work again?
Okay, column
I
chart.
get lost after like.
It's all good. Whenever we look at the columns on the periodic table, they're going to tell you everything you need to know, especially when it comes to your charges.
So, Mr. Hall,
Yeah.
the charge never comes with it, right?
Yeah, don't bring that charge with it.
Okay.
Just a number. John, you cracking me up.
Why does
Hey,
John crack
Chattanooga's
you
going
up?
all the way.
That's not what I'm
Chattanooga,
talking
How do I join your group?
Huh?
are you in the group, Brady?
Did I not? I thought I texted you.
You did. I'm going to join.
Oh, okay.
How do I do it?
Later tonight.
We'll deal with it later. Hey, I'm trying to teach chemistry here, people. Hold on. Wait, let me answer this question. Charges. Column 1 forms +1. Column 2 is +2. 3 through 12, don't worry about them, the transition metals. We'll address them here in a moment. Column 13 is a +3. Column 14, don't worry about them.
I'm the only one with a pick in.
Column 14 is kind of like the mirror where you change the sign. Column 15 is -3. 16 is -2. 17 is -1. 18, don't worry about them.
So if you were to like.
Everybody's laughing at me until Chattanooga goes off the back.
0 or just nothing at all?
The 18th column?
And the 14.
Would you like
I'm actually a
take the
time
charge down or just like
I think it was Chattanooga.
Be +4, -4. They like covalent bonds, though. Except for like when you get down here and then we treat them like transition metals. But again, not there yet.
Zaga, Chattanooga.
Scouts.
you guys
Fast.
If I wasn't blind.
the order of the 3?
Chattanooga. I just like that word. Oh yeah, what is it?
It was 6, but it felt though, but it was really.
Chattanooga is an interesting place.
Tennessee.
Magnesium oxide.
Give us a shot.
That's a long name.
Do like that thing.
Here?
Stuff.
No, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying that 'cause somebody had a question about the charges. The charges are hidden.
Oh, we don't have to do that.
No, you don't have to do that.
If I could change my bracket in that league, I know we're not going to go on. You care. You care. All right, it's Chattanooga all the way. I have good faith. Dang. See, just like he was saying that Cooper Cup was gonna have a breakout year. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, but that was predictable.
That's like saying Loyola
Oh,
Chicago
my
might
hip.
go all the way. That could happen. That's like a Cooper Cup prediction, sure. Loyola Chicago is proven to good in front of I have Loyola make who's it too. I got Billy I love that.
I'm going to watch it. I think I got it all by myself. Quizzes. What are tests, Batman? Test. Riddle me that. Riddle me that.
The finger movement.
Hey, Batman. Riddle me this. There are plenty that you have none. I have many, but you get none. What are they, Batman?
Did you,
Yes.
from what you've learned, yes. It's not. You use that. It's
Man, Zoe crap. I don't know what. Hit her.
Oxide
Riddle
comes
me
from
this,
oxide.
Batman. What's cold and
Is it like, what is it?
my parents? Jesus,
Yes,
Batman.
but you don't know
About
it's a
super great.
All right, magnesium.
My
Charge
cheese in
some
your
atomics.
face.
G. What's the charge on magnesium?
Let's do 2.
+2. What about oxide?
-2.
-2. So 2 comes down from magnesium. 2 comes down for the oxygen. So Mg 2O2. How many of y'all like math?
No.
Hate it.
What do we like to do with fractions?
Simplify them.
Simplify.
Oh, can you make it just
Can
one?
you simplify this more?
Bro.
Yes.
Bro.
Oh.
Bro.
Mg O.
Bro, that's so
So they just cancel out. There's a negative to them all the things.
Okay, I'm starting to understand
Wait,
something for the
wow.
first time in forever.
That's so cool.
So if they're always someone to call a number like that, they can cancel.
But you gotta make sure it's a common number that you can factor out and just simplify it out.
So if it were like NG2 and then O4, could you simplify that to MG and then O2?
Yes.
Thank you. And that wouldn't change. You too. Then he pulls out chemical.
Not right.
I'll be just like a drink.
But it does.
It was only 219.
When we get to empirical and molecular formulas.
Yes. When's that?
Not till after nomenclature.
Well, that.
Okay?
How many more quizzes you predict in this class?
17.
That's a lie.
Hey, he's been right every time. Every time we've said we're not taking a quiz, Drake's been right.
Bryson and Caden Hunt.
Yeah, those are twins from East.
They go to East.
Yeah,
What about them?
They go to church with us.
We know that, John.
I went to Powell with them.
Yeah, we know that.
I know they have twins and their first names are Bryson and Caden.
Oh,
And their last
They got a
names
younger brother.
Los dos, uno, tres.
Okay, so here's the fun
I didn't know
part.
they have a younger brother. Yeah, I played baseball with
You go from the name
You played baseball?
to the chemical formula. Guess what you also can do? It's you. So I now
Pick a good one. Pick a good one.
Pick a hard one.
Oh God. Hey, did you guys notice something? If you don't know your elements, you're in trouble.
Ooh. 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 Lithium.
No. Right on the bed.
Wait, what is that? LC?
That's LICL.
That's my guess.
LI.
You have to read it upside down.
Yes.
I can't even see the board.
That's
Hey, is
pretty
this
bald.
it? Book closer.
No.
Yes. Is that right? It's not like rain.
All right.
That's right.
Here's the thing where the fun part comes in.
I got that too.
What do you think you do? Stick with the monatomics and combine the names together. Monatomic,
Riddle me this, Batman.
Li. That's cation, and it is. Why not lithium?
Nope.
No, they just don't know.
Why?
Because I just guessed and I'm going.
That's wrong.
Called an anion?
Said we had to do
Yes.
March Madness.
Not an anion, it is a
Cat on.
cation. And how do we name cations?
Just the chemical
Just the
name.
element's name, that's all it is.
It's
Awesome job.
Throwing my
We only, if it's a cation, we only just give a regular name.
There's so many people in
Correct.
this bracket.
Okay.
It's named from the element.
But if it's an anion,
So look at my
then it
people
might have
bracket
like
and
a
see what you
special
think.
ending.
So.
Anion, you keep the root, like what's Cl? It's chlorine.
So you turn it to ride.
So here's chlorine. But it's not the element, it's an anion. You remove the ending and add IDE.
Oh my gosh!
I told you, I was right.
Okay.
Give us another one. Quick. Make it snag.
Cation is positive. Yeah.
So where lithium is in the column 1, you're at positive 1. So then oxygen, or what was it again? Chlorine, negative 1. Anion.
Give that one a shot.
Did you have one?
Do what?
Did you have one?
I have Duke, so I thought they were Duke. Okay.
I got Zaga.
Chattanooga.
They're on streak.
Chattanooga will be out the first round. Hey, in that league I created, by the way, you do get bonus points for calling upsets. So you get 1 point for calling the game, but then however far apart the seed is, you get a point for every distance between them.
Dude, Chattanooga all the way, baby. All the way. Upset Gonzaga.
If they make it out of the first round, I'll be happy.
Gonzaga. No, they're going all the way, baby. They're winning it all. 76-75 against Gonzaga.
They would have to be like, wouldn't they have to be like all
Is that
right?
right?
So we gave Auburn going?
Come on. Oh, yeah. Never mind. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm gonna guess it's not.
I told you.
Is it awesome? That sounds so dumb, though.
Okay, a lot of y'all are like, this is the part where you're getting tripped up. A lot of y'all are getting here, phosphorus. And you're like, oh, how do we do this? Remove the ending. A lot of y'all are getting the point, remove the ending here. I want to address something. I've heard 8 at least 3 times today. What's phosphate?
That's a
Polyatomic ion. It's PO43 negative. This is phosphide. As the IDE.
Better, bro. Why don't we just make it fun?
Okay?
Looking at that word, I don't like it. Phosphide.
That's the rule. Whenever it is an anion, we remove the ending and add IDE. You're going to realize like there's other rules that you're going to learn throughout this. But there's one called oxyanions. If it's an oxyanion, those deal with polyatomic ions. And we build off that and do oxyacids. Oxyacids take the oxyanion, remove the endings, and add ic or us. And it depends on the ending on the polyatomic ion. That's where IDE, anion, just add it in there. Now, comes Mr. Hall's, one of his most favorite things to get into.
You know,
2 + 2 equals 4.
you have a lot of favorites.
I do, right?
You gotta pick and choose, man.
Sorry, it's like I don't have favorite students.
Except for me. He hates your guts. I think he likes me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I told you there was a group that were freaky and weird, and not to worry about them.
Now we have to worry about that.
Today, we get to worry about the freaky and weird ones.
Is that gonna be them goofy ones in the middle, man?
Welcome.
Oh,
I went too far. The transition metals. Here's the thing.
Hey, wait, before we start that, can you like do that one more? Just for me.
Oh,
Because I just, one more like that, so I can just do one more. Because I figured out.
One more example.
One more example, just for me to put in here.
Chime out on the transition metals.
Sorry.
Mr. Hall will go back and he'll wait to do his favorite thing.
I'm looking for that.
Let me put up my purple marker now.
Yes, sorry.
Get the black one back.
I'm sorry.
Black is
I just figured it out, like it just clicked. Yeah.
Do that one. Don't worry. I'll wait. Okay.
Hey, your thing is blocking. I don't know how to spell. Cesium, man.
C-E-S-I-U-M.
I think I found the guy. Oh no, I definitely not.
Now, is this IDE or ATE?
Okay, I'm good.
IDE, because you haven't learned ADE.
IDE, I'd rather not.
But you're going to. And
So, okay. Anything that's negative will end in IDE, right?
this is polyatomic column.
it's like orbital.
AT.
Like, what was it? What is it? That's the only thing I remember.
Yes, got it.
Okay, I'm good.
Looking for the
Cesium
bad
nitride.
A bunch of white chicks.
Huh?
Okay. Now can I get my purple marker?
Yeah.
No.
Thanks. I'm going to anyway.
Don't get the purple marker.
I've already done it.
No.
You have to face your fears, Levi.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Stop. I don't
without further ado,
Stop.
2 + 2 is 4.
let me introduce you
No, don't do it.
into a special set of rules.
I swear.
Chattanooga.
Your desk is going to be 45 degrees tilted on the wall.
You have learned how to bale hay.
I promise.
And now,
We labor
Can we please keep bailing hay?
let me introduce you
Don't
to
make me a bricklayer. Oh God.
the stock system.
Oh,
Stock exchange.
Stock market.
Dun dun dun!
Where's the wolf?
Yeah. The stock system.
Isn't that where you like buy something? Buy low.
First
This will go
note.
to the Great Depression.
Use when
In debt.
having
Usually not. That's the whole purpose.
a Transition metal. I know what you're thinking. My next point is going to answer it for you. Why in the world do we use the stock system when it comes to the transition metals?
That was not my next question.
Answer your questions, Chattanooga is probably not making it through the first round.
That was also
Gross. You just don't have
This is why transition metals
ye of little faith.
Where's your faith?
can carry multiple different charges. Transition metals is the D block. They're stupid.
I am.
No, you're not. What did we have when we had our conversation? No negativity.
He
does not call yourself stupid. Transition metals can carry multiple different charges, so in order in order for us to know the charge of the transition metal, we have to use some of our friends.
I don't consider them friends.
You don't even know who I'm talking about.
I don't consider them friends. I don't know.
Use
That's my good pal, Chad.
Roman numeral.
Oh, not them. They're buttheads.
I like Roman numerals. They're pretty cool.
Oh,
Good
why?
system numbers.
In parentheses to show charge.
Bro, I about just wrote noodles instead of numerals. What were you getting? I'm writing noodles.
Of the metal. Now, if you guys don't end up liking this one, there's another system we can use. You won't like that one.
What is that?
The second method, we use the Latin roots.
Can you show us one of the Latin roots?
I'm going to.
Like right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to whatever you need to use the stock system. Here's two different ones.
Please get your phone out and start calling somebody. Trying to get them to buy a piece of Amazon.
Listen, Amazon's gonna blow up.
Listen, it's going to blow up. Iron and oxygen.
Theo.
Also, iron and oxygen.
Yeah.
Just more.
What's the difference? I'll give you a hint. Booyah. What?
My stomach is moving.
It's not
Some gummies.
good. Okay, let's start with the first one.
So like, hold on, whoa.
It's-
whoa.
I think they're exploding inside me.
Why is there numbers on the second?
We're going to address that at the second one. We're going to start with the first one, Levi.
Hey,
Don't scream at me.
It's this simple. We stick with the rules you've had so far.
you did.
But
Didn't mean to.
we put the charge in parentheses. And it's very simple. Here's the key. Iron and iron. They have different charges. Well, how are we going to figure out what the charge is?
Ashes to ashes.
It's simple.
Us, if we didn't have buckles, our bellies would bust. Sorry,
What's iron bonded to?
we were digging a grave when he said
Do
it.
you know the charge of the oxygen?
Too negative.
It's 2 negative. How do you know it's 2 negative?
The periodic column 16.
See, column 16 off the periodic table, they form negative 2 charges. In that case, how many oxygens you got?
Caitlin Canfield, Jacob
What's
Painter,
negative 2
Braxton
times
Hall,
1?
to the office.
Negative
Practice
2.
cafeteria
So the
today.
overall charge of the negative part is negative 2, which means the overall charge of the positive part has to be equal but opposite inside. In other words, Positive 2. So we have to have a positive 2 to balance it out. How many irons we got?
A few.
1. Take positive 2, divide by 1, what you get? You just told me the charge of the iron. How did you do it? You use the anion it's bonded with. It's that simple.
Okay.
Now let's name it.
No.
What's the element name?
Iron.
Very nice. Now here's where Mr. Hall's going to stress this. And I'm using red on purpose. So whenever I do these, I always think about the color red because somebody doesn't listen to this part I'm about to instruct you on.
You get real happy.
Those are parentheses. So in a parentheses, you put a parentheses. And you put the Roman numeral. If you don't know what the Roman numeral 2 looks like this. In parentheses. I'm not done.
What if it was?
I have a question.
Negative.
I have a question. Are those square brackets?
No.
What are they?
Parentheses.
If you put square brackets, what's going to happen?
You're gonna put it on.
You're going to see red on your quiz. Do not use square brackets. Do not use squiggly lines. Do not just throw the Roman numeral in there. It has to be in parentheses. Mr. Hall, that's really a big jerk of you to be. It's the rules. I don't make them, I just enforce them.
Who made this rule?
Now, guess what we're going to do here with the oxygen? It's an anion. How are we going to name it?
Oxide.
Look at y'all. Y'all learn so fast.
Yeah, we're cool like that.
Yeah, we're pretty good.
So iron 2 oxide is this one. Da, 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 da.
Do it again.
Da, 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 da.
One more time.
I don't even need prayer pressure. So,
Did it again.
that's
You
iron
said
2
you-
oxide.
And also, we're not your peers, technically.
We're your subordinates.
You ain't my peer yet. You still got to graduate.
Oh my gosh.
Then you can come teach across the hall.
I'm not coming back.
You can't make him. Now,
I don't know.
here we go.
Teach like middle school so you can actually
Wait a
get
minute.
kids.
Drake, what was your question?
So, what if the Roman numeral would be negative? Negative.
It will not be negative because transition metals will always be positive. It's a great question.
Hey, guess what? Johnny Hecker got released.
I've seen that.
All right, here we go. Let's do this one. I almost named it for you. Okay? What's the charge on the oxygen? -2. What? How many of those do you got? 3. So -2 times 3 is -6. So the negative part
Molly Cook to the
is
office.
-6, which means the positive part has to be equal in number but opposite in sign. So just +6. Just see what I did there? I want to make sure you didn't miss it. Okay? I know this is very complex. There's a negative sign here, and then I just took my pencil and I went straight down. Like that right there, and I made it positive.
What did you say about being equal and opposite? Just a second.
They have to be equal in number but opposite in sign. That's why you just changed the sign.
Okay, so equal number, opposite
Now,
sign.
how many irons you got?
2.
So divide by 2. +6 divided by 2 is
3.
3.
very nice job. So now, we're going to call this what? Iron, because our transition metal that's being used, the cation here, is iron. How's that looking to you?
No.
Thank you. No square brackets. Parentheses. What's the charge?
3.
3.
Oh man.
Oxide.
Yay.
Hey, can Mr. Hall throw something out there at you and you understand this and get this? I'm not requiring you to memorize Roman numerals. If you're on your quiz and you're like, man, I don't know if I wrote 4 or 6. I can't remember which side the I goes on. Mr. Hall,
I mean, the number
is that a
5
Roman numeral
separates
4 or 6?
The number 5 separates it. Like you put like IV, then V, then VI. Then VII.
Because there's 3 I.
Then I add.
Then,
The next.
and then I had.
Then XI.
So the next time I
It just goes on forever.
What's 15?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here to the office, take it there.
I want to stress this to you. This is where we will pick back up tomorrow. Alright!
Dude, I play with the computer. I know how to use it.
Ladies and gents, so yesterday we had a very, very exciting day.
Gosh, I wouldn't know.
Very exciting time. Wow, look at that. AP Biology, Vocab, Chapter 6, John Ellis.
Yeah.
Don't put it in.
I did all 40 of them.
Give him a 50.
32.
Hey man, they're knocking my bottle over. I actually did all of them, or all of those.
That sounds like an
Like,
80% to
none of them
me.
are in German or anything like that.
Yeah, probably, you probably put something in there. No, I'm not gonna look at it.
No, I promise you I didn't. I probably should have.
Okay.
On the last one that you gave me full credit on, I skipped like 7 of them. Like I would just go like
So
32,
you tell him this now?
32, 39,
39.
40, 41, 47. You didn't notice?
I didn't think I graded the vocab.
You look at the last number. Is it 40? Yeah, okay. So let me ask you a question. If I were to go up there right now and change 32 to 40, would you give me 100%?
I would have.
Hey, look, go catch some.
Like the binary compounds.
Alright, somebody get the door, don't let him back in.
Lock him out, lock him out, lock him out.
You're holding it like this.
John, I'm not gonna grade it that way.
80%.
Hey,
Now,
82 out of 40
now,
is
my
better than
biology
0.
class, absolutely, because I got some kids in there.
72%.
That's funny.
Okay.
72.
Anyway, so yesterday was a great day.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
I wasn't here.
Can we do the fun game again?
Stock system.
So we did the stock system. Mr. Holly introduced the stock system to you.
Nike stock.
Oh, no.
You now know what the stock system is.
Yeah, you use it when you have like a transition metal, and transition metals can carry multiple different charges because they're funky like that. And then you run intervals in
Picking in a carcass.
parentheses. I don't know why you quoted parentheses to show the charge of the metal.
Hey. When you go to college and you graduate with your education degree, you can come and teach however you want. Till then, shut up about my teaching style. And then when you come here and you're teaching, you can still shut up about my teaching style.
Your teaching style is bad.
You suck. You're gonna hear me down the hallway. You suck. Bad.
You'll hear me yell back. Got you through college. Hey.
Stop.
We did this yesterday.
Quick maps.
3,
You can't spell characteristics.
characteristics. Alright, so yesterday we did this. Now what is the key to using a stock system?
Ketamine.
Stocks?
Ketamine has no.
There's stocks in GTA, you can get rich real fast.
This stock's gonna be
Put in millions and
What's the point? When do you know to use the stock system?
I wasn't here.
Transition metal.
Transition
Yelling
metal.
at me. Transition metal! Thank you. Now,
Happy to
do we have a transition metal present in these two molecules?
What is a transition?
That looks like iron.
Transition metals are the D block.
Oh.
Hey, can I have a period?
It's right smack in the blisters on my tongue.
Pretty sure somebody just walked over and see what's going on.
Andrew.
Hey, Andrew, give that back to him.
Oh no.
So we have transition metal, yes?
Yes.
So the transition metal tells you that we need to use the stock system. Why do we have the stock system for the transition metals?
We have a lot of money. We
Figure
want
out the
to make it work.
charge.
Why?
So you can figure out the charge of it and put it down.
So you can do nomenclature for it or whatever.
Okay, you
It's all
guys are
goofy,
getting,
wacky.
you get partial
Theo.
credit. That's about it. I'm waiting.
What was the question again?
Because they
I
can
wanna
carry
guess.
multiple different charges.
They can have multiple different charges. You need to know the charge of that transition
John,
metal
why-
when it's
why do you
in
think
the
you-
compound.
Shut up.
So, the way that you do this, how do we determine the charge on our transition metal?
You grazed my skin.
Second element.
God, you.
We use the second element, which also is the
Oxygen.
Anion.
anion. Thank you. So we'll look here at the second one. Now, the key to it is looking at the charge. So, this may help.
It's negative.
We will find overall negative
Charge.
charge.
Woo!
Does that mean a transition metal will be a
So
cation?
it's negative 2.
Transition metal will always be cation. So we're going to look at the oxygen. The oxygen is the anion in this case. I know we already did this, but I'm doing it again to refresh you.
Negative 2.
So we look here. Oxygen. This is oxide, comes from oxygen. Oxygen is in the 16th column, means it has a what charge?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Now how many of those oxygens we got?
One.
One of them. So negative 2 times 1 is
2.
Negative 2.
negative 2.
Oh man, I was so close. I won't destroy the SAT.
We're going to work on that.
You're
Okay.
4 off.
So, negative 2. Once you find the overall negative charge, which we just did,
Over negative all charge.
change
The sign.
Can't go to bed.
Change.
negative sign
To the
to
Positive.
positive sign.
Oh my god, I guessed that right.
Now, this can be a little complex.
A little bit.
You cannot go back.
This is
So let
different.
me show you how you take a negative sign and make it positive. I know the math teachers may not cover this with you. I'll tell you. You do that right there. That's all it is. That's
Whoa, it's a different color.
Wow!
How'd you do that? How do you make a different color?
Because we need the overall charge, the overall positive charge. When we change the negative to the positive, we are finding and locating and discovering the overall
Positive charge.
Where did you get the negative 2?
positive charge.
Because oxygen has a negative 2 charge. It has in the 16th column.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Beautiful way of explaining. Now, we got the overall positive charge.
Gain 2 to get an octet. And
Step 3.
An electron is a negatively charged subatomic particle. It's negative.
We will divide. And conquer. Sorry, different class. That's social study. We will divide.
Bring the devil in the
Yeah, divide.
Divide
You bring in the
by the number
makes it negative, even though you add something.
of
You add no.
transition metals. How many transition metals we got right here? Iron. How many iron is there?
One.
One. So you know what we'll do?
Iron was talking like
We'll divide by 1.
We're gonna divide by 1.
Oh, this one's tough.
Now, hot dog, I tell you what, I believe in you.
Can we use a
You got
calculator?
this.
You gonna
I'm positive 2 divided by 1
Can I use a
equals
calculator?
what?
Twelve.
Wow.
Wait, I'm checking.
So correct.
I'm checking.
Dice.
So,
Hold on, hold, whoa.
I don't gotta hope for him to check for
He's
me.
checking.
It's 2.
Okay, you're right.
Good job.
Dos.
Okay, anyway, so 2 is the charge. Now,
Now,
I know.
you know.
Okay, major pain.
Now,
You boys are gonna be strong. One, dummy. Two, dummy.
stop. Kill him. Alright, step 1.
I'm sorry.
Wait.
The handicap man. Do you read sign language?
Do you read lips? You don't answer me when I speak to you. I'll put my foot in your...
Y'all kill him. Stop.
Oh!
And they're gonna be hilarious.
Yes, I will. You're in and you'll be digging through my YouTube channel trying to find these. Alright, now step 4.
Finally, name it.
Nasty little worm. I love that movie.
Great movie.
Now we're gonna name it. When you're gonna name it, you're gonna name them on your charming.
Money.
Okay?
Charles. Charles is a good name. Charles.
I don't like Charles.
We're gonna name it Leroy.
No.
That's an
Jenkins.
Charles.
So the first thing, name is the cation, which is our transition metal, which in this case is the iron.
Oxide.
oxide.
Now,
No.
we're gonna need some parentheses. So don't party like you don't need to quote parentheses on this one.
Hey, is that gonna be 1? That gonna be Roman numeral I? Is that gonna be the I?
I think you need to be quiet, Levi.
Now, what is charge for the iron? It's 2. So what we put right here is a Roman numeral 2. It's like 2
eyes.
eyes.
You loser. You absolute buffoon.
Did you turn around and write that out?
Looks like that right there.
No.
Why'd you put it on me fail?
Because it's the
Already
stock system, it's the rules, we follow the rules. I don't make them, I just enforce them.
Yeah.
The 2 tells me the charge is this here iron.
You sound like a corrections
Hey!
officer.
Are you getting that too from?
I tell you what, let Mr. Hall stress something to you right quick.
I'll put this foot here.
You see that 2? What's that 2 tell you?
The charge.
The charge. Does it tell you how many irons are in it?
No.
Do not.
Whoa.
Put in parentheses how many of them irons are in there. You understand?
We have 1 iron. So
Now,
we put 1 in there.
we gotta name the anion, which comes from oxygen. So remove the ending at ID, we get oxide. I'm so sorry.
Oxide.
Now that right there was a really long, drawn out review from yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you, because I was not here, as you may
Yeah.
recall.
Did you put I on the end because oxygen is an anion?
What's
Because
another
this
movie?
movie too explain.
Yeah, we put I on the end because we named it.
Y'all ever watch Pearl Harbor?
Is that 2 in relation to the 2 you got from the charge thing, which you divided by 1 or whatever?
Yes.
That's how you
Feel
get
like you're not listening.
He just wasn't here yesterday.
It's okay. But Mr. Hall's stressed out.
You don't answer me, and I speak to you.
Oh my goodness.
You always put the Roman numeral of the charge in the parentheses.
I think.
Alright?
I think he needs to put us all in dresses and make us run around the school.
That's appropriate. I'm sorry.
That's right. Look at you. See, you done dialed us now. Now let's go over here. My little buddy. Everybody say hello to Mr. Hall's little buddy.
Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Now, Mr. Hall,
Hold on, go
I want
inside,
to introduce you.
What was that? Did you say hello?
Oh, I thought you got the Holy Ghost or something.
Spanish, not tongues.
Same thing. Okay, what
You don't
is?
understand them. He's speaking a dead language. Oh, God.
Spanish?
Alright, here we go. Now,
Jesus.
step 1, what we gotta do.
I'm the overall negative charge.
Y'all take the time out for Mr. Hall for a moment. My voice just about like, just almost
Yeah, take your
tossed in the towel right
Take
there.
a sip from your sippy cup.
I drove
I'm a
home.
grown man and I ain't ashamed of it.
As that is, he's sipping out of a sippy cup.
West Side little man.
Listen. There I have my little boy. We'll be sitting there. He'll be chilling with his sippy cup. I'll be like, "What you got? Apple juice?
You don't.
That's good stuff." Where you going, Dad? I'm gonna get a man glass of that.
That's called dad tax. That's what my dad always said.
You gotta check and make sure it's not poison.
Take all my French fries.
You know, my dad said the same thing.
That sounds like
I'm kidding, he ran away.
Yeah. Here we go. Step 1, we gotta find the overall negative charge. How are we gonna find the overall negative charge?
You do it.
We got what's the
My dad ran away and then died. His dad's in prison. His dad dead too.
My dad lived.
My dad did a lot of drugs, and now I space tattoos.
We got a whole situation going on in this.
Oh,
this whole corner of guys right here is kind of a rough time.
None of us sorry.
We make a C.
I want y'all to know it. Mr. Hall lives you, and Mr. Hall's here for you.
See,
My
father,
dad doesn't.
am I the new
It don't
baby?
matter. I'm here for you, and I love you. And I'm proud of you. 30. Alright.
Maybe I am, bitch.
Find the overall charge. Find the overall charge. The anion. What's the charge of the anion?
Negative 2.
Dude, does this mean I can be Batman?
It's negative 2 times. It's
-2. Now, that's the charge of each oxide. How many oxides we got?
3.
-2 times 3 is 6. Negative.
So close once again.
12 away. That's
Now, what you do after that?
Change.
Negative to positive.
Change the negative to a positive. Why in the world are we changing that negative to a positive?
Because it's a negatively charged subatomic particle, and when you lose it, you gain because it's negative.
That is not why we changed that. I love the enthusiasm, but no.
It's
We
right.
knew something.
Oh.
Because to the overall part, positive charge.
We need the overall positive charge.
Why?
Now we got the overall positive charge
Why is it the
because they're
overall?
balanced out.
What is it overall? Does it think it's better than everybody else?
Yes. Now, what do we do after we get the overall positive?
Divide.
Divide by what?
Number of transitional metals.
How many transition metals are there? There's 2. So positive 6 divided by 2 equals what? 4.
Positive 3. 3.
Positive 6 divided by 2 equals what? Right answer's order.
3 over 1. That's 4.
3 6.
4.
3 6. That's funny. What's
Math department work
Whoever won.
kids.
0 over 0 is not 0.
Hey.
Your inheritance.
0 over 3 would be 0. 3 over 0 is undefined and impossible.
Okay, well 3 over 1 is 3. Did I make it?
Yes.
I got a whole pop up.
Alright, here we go. We got the charge, right?
You know who this
What is
is?
Iron,
1 and 1. Wait.
parentheses, oxide. What goes in a parentheses?
2. No. No. 3.
Roman numeral 3.
Question. 3.
Jordan will choose.
Three.
It's not 2, Jordan. We got to charge 3. We just got it.
Okay. This charge of iron.
That's really easy, actually.
Tell us this way.
I'll forget about it by tomorrow.
Now, listen up.
I'm listening.
Batman for
Can I listen down?
Yes.
Why can't we hear sounds upside down?
Can we all be back?
All right. Mr. Hall has a question for you.
I will answer.
This is the stock system. How many of you are enjoying the stock system?
Me.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, Mr. Hall is going to introduce you to another system.
Hey, is there, okay, this may be a stupid question. Hear me out, listen. Is there a way we can do these with 2 transitional metals? Is that possible?
No.
Well, why?
It just doesn't work out.
Why can't I put 2 metals
How
together?
long until we're ready to do
Through smelting.
some compounds?
Oh my
I
goodness.
know this is binary compounds. Like I know, I see that.
I want trinary compounds.
Or 2.
Probably Friday.
When are we doing
I'm not very good at
penta
whispering.
What's a comp?
When are we doing penta compounds?
Okay, here we go. There is another way of naming things.
Probably not
You
compounds.
still have to find the charge, but whenever you do it, they have Latin names.
I want to say trinary.
So,
That's not right.
the perfect example is like this first one.
Igpate at
Iron 2 oxide is the same.
Nirolate. I don't know how I do oxide into Big Latin.
I barely know the normal name.
It's the same as ferrous oxide.
What's a ferrous?
Ferris wheel.
Ferret.
See, that's why it's Fe and not
Because the Latin name comes, that's where we get the chemical symbol from, is from the Latin name for iron. Because iron 3 oxide is ferric
What? What's the Latin?
oxide. Let's take a vote. Okay, prepare yourself. I want everybody in this room to know I'm ignoring them because they're going to be sarcastic right now.
I love speaking in dead languages. Really freaks everybody out.
I love it.
How many of you prefer the Latin name? Raise your hand.
I want to speak in the Ferris wheel.
That's it.
Ferris wheel. Ferris wheel.
How many of you prefer the stop system?
You're all
Ferris wheel.
losers.
Ferris wheel.
How many of you ain't voting?
Ferris wheel.
I
Ferris wheel.
prefer we do neither. And we just forget about it.
I'm gonna let you know. We're gonna do the stock system because the Latin system is an old, outdated piece of equipment that people are still using to this day. Even
Forgotten language. Dead language.
Whatsoever to do it.
Dead language.
So like a Kindle
So,
Fire.
whenever you go to college, if you have a college professor for your chemistry class that walks in like this, Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins was not.
Hello, class. Welcome to my chemistry.
Oh, show him my impressions of you today.
Like, if he walks in like that, I just want to warn you. He's probably still going to use the Latin system. If you have somebody that comes in and walks in like this, sup?
They're definitely not you.
They're going to stock system.
Hey, yo, what up, Phillips? It's me, your boy.
Now,
What's cracking? What are these?
What's cracking?
What's crackin'-lackin'?
here we go.
What's crackin'-lackin'?
How's everybody feeling with this? Yeah. You now know how to stack up.
Yeah.
Let's practice stacking bricks.
That'd be very demanding.
Kept that baby, didn't even look at his face.
Is this another one of those
Oh,
Say.
Swallow.
I'm putting it up.
I thought you were running Chromium.
That's nickel.
Chromium is a virus.
You got me messed up. Hey, that's
Chromium is a very big computer virus, sometimes.
Chromium? I hate Chromium. It's so stupid.
Don't download Chromium.
I use Brave.
I use Google Chrome like a peasant.
I hate Google Chrome. I use
Opera GX.
Google takes up all my
I used to use
RAM.
Opera
I have
GX, but
lots
then
of
it kept
RAM.
thinking everything I was in India, so I stopped using
I'm
it.
16.
I'm stuck with VPNs.
Okay, so up here, Mr. Hall,
I
give
can
you
put
two
another
problems.
in it too.
I want you to pick a moment and try these two problems. I will give you a minute and 30 seconds. Hey Siri, start timer for a minute and 30 seconds.
64. With my
Start timer for a minute and 30 seconds.
with my CPU
Go.
like these.
Hey, what is that?
I could put a lot more, but like, I just haven't. I don't have anything else.
Work the problems.
4.
Yeah, on your paper.
How?
You didn't wrote nothing.
Because I'm storing it in my brain.
I can't hold my mark up the jar and then you
Can I figure out table? I really don't want to look back there. I thought I'd be fine.
Can you come here for a second? Water.
Thank you.
What's Chromium?
So would you put?
Where is it?
What is arsenic?
What are the numbers?
What do you mean by that?
I got 20 for that.
Raise.
Imagine he was just like,
NIV.
but it's just about like
People back. PS5 like
how can you put that baby put that head
He needs some milk. What?
Not yet, not yet, not yet, not
5 more minutes of sleep.
I ain't giving y'all 5 more minutes.
Give me at least 30 more seconds.
Oh, 5!
I got like 1.3.
Where's Chromium?
There is no fractions.
This guy is falling.
I got it.
There are no decimals.
You right. Oh, never mind. I'm just stupid.
All numbers.
Phosphorus side?
How do you put phosphide? Phosphate?
Yeah.
Phosphide.
Can you come back to this
Phosphate. It's not phosphate, right?
Like, I love him, but I hate him.
It's
And he keeps saying it wrong. So he wants to be real mean, get on my YouTube. He's so nice in the comments. He's
Phosphate's something different.
It's really bad. They use phosphate to blow up the RV. And it's a red chemical mixture. So phosphate is
Charge on phosphide.
You don't use phosphate to make.
I'm doing everything yesterday.
No, you can't tell me no. I'll try it.
H10,
H15 in. I know.
There's no phosphate in
I don't care. I'll find a
Now
way.
you're gonna do the reverse. This one's simple. See, what's the charge?
Change negative positive. Okay. Number of transition metals. The number of transition metals.
That's what I got.
We have 3.
Ask for it.
Chromium.
Oh, I'm stupid.
Do I work backwards on this?
Arsenic. So the chemical symbol is, what's the charge?
If any of you put an I with 4 things in it, I'm going to strip your face off. It's IV.
Hey,
That's not appropriate. No, you won't.
can you do the
You
chromium one
can't
first?
stop me.
I think you could.
No, not strip it.
Hey!
Is it phosphate?
That's not even a
No! It's not phosphate. Phosphate is polyatomic ion.
It's phosphide.
I haven't pulled this shit out yet.
So phosphorus.
See, I put phosphate. See, I'm smart.
Here we go!
Phosphoride.
Sorry.
Phosphorus 5.
I put phosphite.
Or phos.
Did you just twerk?
Hear you laugh.
It looks like you
I
just.
promised you one thing. No to that.
You just busted.
Hey, yo, our chemistry.
Alright, here we go.
That's on the YouTube channel. I'm gonna go back and watch some footage and make sure.
Some corked up white boy.
All I did was this. I went.
But
Well,
as
we
you go
didn't
with
see
the
your
song,
legs.
Yeah, we didn't see your legs. Your body, like, gyrating. Just.
Alright.
You say gyrating?
So, first one is
You say gyrating or
nickel.
vibrating?
Nickelback.
Okay. I was making sure you're using your terms right, bro. I got you.
You spelled nickel wrong.
Thought I did.
That's like a pickle.
Nickel back.
Shut up. Levi, tell me what I said.
Gyrating is like.
Alright, so I know I got
Gyrating is
nickel.
like this.
I know I have
And
some charge,
also
so I'm going to put parentheses there. Why? Because it's a transition metal. To transition metals, we use the what?
IV.
We use the stop system.
The slodium.
Now, P is for phosphorus,
Phosphide.
so we move the ending at IDE. Phosphide.
Phosphide.
What if we like mess up and don't do that correctly? And,
Then
like,
you're 100% wrong.
no, I mean like put "I'd" in the wrong place and we accidentally leave in a letter.
Like
You're close, I'm okay.
phosphoride.
Yeah. Like,
If you did that, I'm okay. I'm not going to kill you.
make sure.
He's gonna kill you.
He's gonna strip your face.
When you get that devil in your life.
Back.
Repent.
Don't worry.
Sinner.
Don't worry about this corner. I think I just ignore them right now. They're white noise.
Listen.
Now, we got to find the charge of the nickel. How are we going to find the charge of the nickel?
You're cutting closer.
What do you mean?
Find the overall negative charge.
Find the overall negative charge.
Good job, Jordan.
And how are we going to do that?
Go to the periodic table and find where phosphorus is.
The periodic table, phosphorus in the 15th column, which means the charge of each phosphide is what?
Negative 3.
Wait, what?
Negative 3 times how many we got?
4.
4. Some of you add 1. Not a 3. Negative 3 times 4 is?
Negative 12.
Negative 12. What do we do with the negative 12? Change the negative to a positive. Then we do what? Divide by the number of transition metals, which is?
4.
Oh! Stay.
It's
straight.
You get 4.
It's not
So
a.
we get 4.
It can't
What's
be-
the charge of the nickel?
IV.
Yeah, I don't know those.
5 cents! 5 cents!
Mr. Hall,
I just said that.
charge! Charge! Not change. Mr. Hall wants to do something for you.
Run into enemy lines for your country.
Kelsey. 5 means 5. And then any number before the 5 means it's 1 less.
After the 2. Mr. Hall wants to prove something to you.
So if
If
you're
you're sitting there and you don't know what Roman numeral 4 is, just look and go, Mr. Hall, come here. Yeah. How do I make that number a Roman numeral? I'll go, oh, I'll grab my pen and I'll go like this. That's Roman numeral 4. You know why? It's going to be dumb for you to miss points because you don't know Roman numerals.
The thing beside the Roman numeral of
Mr. Hall, I got a good.
What is Uga's word?
Ooga, 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 booga, booga, booga.
Booga booga.
I don't expect this generation every day. What was that symbol?
I just lost right middle.
It's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, but depending on if the terms are together, if they're the plus
I
sign,
already
if they're-
figured it out.
What's the Pythagorean theorem?
Andrew.
there isn't.
Well, how did you say you had Uga on A and Uga on B? How does this?
You know what you're doing? You're starting to think like me. You'll be a great math teacher.
I mean, oh no. Well, you'd have ooga, ooga, booga, booga.
John will go home and be like, oh God, I gotta do math. I'm thinking like Mr. Hall. Then he realizes Mr. Hall.
Mr. Hall, what's happening to me?
Alright, this is when it's simplistic. If I give you the name, this is why. Guess what's there for you? The charge. It's this simple. What's the chemical symbol for a chromium?
3.
Cr. What's the charge?
3.
4.
Extra chrome.
Arsenide comes from
Arsenic.
which is what?
AS.
Yes. What's the charge?
Negative
3.
-3.
Now,
Then what we gotta do?
Oh, whoa!
Cross it! Cross it! Cross it! Cross it!
Stop! Stop! Whoa!
My ears.
I did not
Whoa.
know about it like that.
Where did you get 4 from?
Yeah, that's not
Again.
Roman numeral.
That's the same thing we
Cut it to
It's
metal.
just
It's
the
a
cross.
transitional
We just
Ah.
you remember?
Go ahead. Cross.
No.
Cr. 3. AS. 4.
I got that. I didn't even do it.
Transition metals are always positive.
No. I want to make one negative.
Questions?
What's new?
7.
How far away is the sun?
93 million miles. Let's go, John. Just for fun.
What's the last?
You
What's the last
you
word
can't be
said
sure
at
of
the
that.
end of the Phantom Menace?
One
in the Star Wars series?
astronomical.
Actually, I can because I've had to use the figures for calculations.
What's the last word said at the end of the Phantom Menace?
Hey, don't forget Mr. Hall. You'll see me next
That's an
week.
approximation too.
Ooga, 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 booga, ooga, booga, booga,
You might not teach it.
Ooga ooga. Ooga booga. Ooga booga. Booga booga.
You tell me
Because you
inside
got
out.
a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So ooga ooga is A, booga is b. So you get ooga ooga plus
Hey,
2ab,
hey,
which is
nobody-
2
Nobody cares.
Ooga, booga, ooga, booga.
and ooga booga. So it's ooga booga, and then plus
B
booga
squared.
squared, which is
Booga, booga.
so ooga ooga.
Ooga, booga, ooga, booga, ooga, booga.
booga.
You said
Plus
3.
booga booga.
I just lost my entire brain out the back of my head.
Let's write it down.
Senior.
Here, John can solve that.
When you get the number.
Go try these.
CERN. No.
Mr. Hall believe in you. Hey Siri,
SR.
start a timer for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes, starting now.
What's the charge of John? I already forgot how to do this. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't find it.
We're doing strontium.
We're just doing ooga booga in the middle.
See, they don't have an exact value. They're more like a variable, so it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, it is.
What on about?
Right? We need a new subject in school called ooga booga. It's just on half one ooga ooga.
Drake. A long time from now.
Ooga ooga.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna.
John will teach them when they'll come home one day.
Is
Going,
booga in Wordle?
Dad, you know what I learned today?
Ooga booga.
Ooga booga.
It
Did
might
you
be.
know?
And you're gonna have
Ooga booga plus booga booga ooga ooga squared
Yes,
is
it is
ooga booga ooga ooga ooga.
No. Ooga.
You're gonna go.
Booga
You're
ooga booga booga booga.
If my,
Did you write that down yet?
Yeah, I did.
if I have kids and John has to teach them, I'm going to make them.
Never mind, I'm gonna look.
Okay, so Charlie.
I will reward them.
Give me in this manganese.
My bad.
Manganese.
Man, my knees.
Manganese.
You know I'm gonna be a dad, guys. Y'all like throwing out the dad jokes right now.
I tried.
Y'all asking for it.
I'm so ready to be a dad. I don't think I'll ever want to be one, but I have all the dad jokes if I am one.
See, you've been saying that you thought she was pregnant because,
Never say never.
you know, but really it was just because you fell asleep at about 5 o'clock in your recliner. And said you were just resting your eyes, and then you woke back up and started telling dad jokes.
I don't want to be
You're
40
like,
when my kid's 18.
You want to see a bird?
Where this is going.
You're gonna appear. You're gonna see a bird appear on your doorstep, and it's gonna be the stork.
It's gonna go,
It's gonna drop your baby at the front door.
No one really
Wrong
knows.
class.
Nitrite?
looks like your balls.
My hand still hurts.
It looks like your bones.
Oh, there's a second one.
How'd you get that raise? Huh?
I did the first one.
Did you put it in your
YouTube video.
Alex, positive, and Alex.
What do you want?
Okay, I will always be first, and I will be second.
I'm gonna spill your drink on your paper.
Bro, I just balled out.
This is pretty easy.
She has.
I finished. I did it, Mr. Hodge.
Let's start here. We'll see how you guys did. So,
I'm starting.
start up here.
I'm starting. Strontium.
Strong them.
Strontium.
Strontium.
Nitrite.
Love, get to the chopper.
Easy peasy.
Hey, Batman. Do you know what killed the dinosaurs?
So you guys didn't put a parentheses in the charge?
I did. It's two.
No.
How many of you put a parentheses in the charge?
It's not
Thank you for being honest with me. We got a problem.
Uh-oh.
On job! Is that a transition matter?
No.
So guess what?
What?
You don't put it in parentheses. No
Transition
need for the
metal
stop
is
system
block,
because
guys.
strontium's in the second column. You don't need to lay bricks, you need to bale hay.
Can you cut me some
This
slack
is to
because
prove
I
a
wasn't
point.
here?
did that.
With the roller clip.
You not only have to know how to do something, but when to do something.
I wasn't here to learn when to do it, so I think I get some
I've been
slack.
screaming it all day.
Have you?
Yeah.
All right, here, manganese.
I blame depression.
Yeah, I got that.
Come over here.
Parentheses.
You put parentheses.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
No, you're not.
Metal.
Oh, I missed one.
Yeah, it's a transitional member.
I did.
Better?
Good catch.
I think it's
Transitional
first one.
metal. Use the stop system. Oxide's the end. What's the charge?
Say hi.
Get 2. How did we get to 2?
Cafeteria this evening. I also have a bus announcement. Bus 211 will ride bus 210.
Who's in the cafeteria?
Bus 211 will ride bus 210.
There's only one oxygen. We'll So one
Miss
oxide,
Alicia
negative
Lester
times
will be
one.
having ACT tutoring today and Friday
Just
after
sign.
school.
Negative two.
Define,
Miss Alicia Lester will have dance time after school tomorrow
Divided by
from
one
3 to
equals
4:30.
two. That's how we
Please
have
see
to.
either teacher to sign up and bring your workout clothes to school. This club will meet after school every Tuesday and Thursday unless otherwise announced. You must sign up with either teacher, but everyone is invited.
Hey,
Physical fitness.
Miss Teresa Hicks will have a newspaper club meeting in her room on Tuesdays and Thursdays after
You guys are
school.
doing good. I'm really
This club will work on
impressed.
Celebration newsletter and will meet from 3 to 4:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Everyone is invited. See Miss Hicks if you have any questions in room 1037.
Hey, Trey.
If anyone has any old-fashioned candy sales money to turn in,